Welcome back. In this video, I will be covering standard form and I'm going to teach you how you can rewrite number in the standard form and how you can convert a number in standard form to an ordinary form. You will have come across this form of numbers. For example, if I have 3.8 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 5, likewise, if I have 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 7. So when you have a number in this form, so this first one and the second one, they are said to be in a standard form. That is, in general, if your number is of the form a multiplied by 10 raised to the power n, where your a is a number between 1 and 10, so that is your a lies between 1 and 10. So your a is greater or equal to 10, less than 10, and your n is an integer. Your n is an integer. What is an integer? Integer are a set of positive numbers, if you don't forget, negative number and 0. That is, we have this set of number minus 1, 0, 2, 3, and so on. So I said this a number is in standard form. So when you now have this type of numbers, then we say such number is in a standard form. How do you now write a number in standard form? It is very simple. So, but before I give you an example, let me try and start my explanation from this kind of example. By taking this kind of example, let's say I have 8,000 and I want to convert it to a standard form. Remember, 8,000, you can say it is the same thing as 8 times 1,000, because 8 times 1,000 will give you 8,000. You understand now? So then you can write this as 8.0. So since what you have here, don't forget, by the definition of standard form, your a must be a number between what? So between 1 and 10. So let's say I have this is to be 8.0. Then if you write this in an index form, that's 1,000 same thing as 10 raised to the power 3. You understand now? Then you see your 8,000 same thing as 8.0 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3. Likewise, we have this kind of number. You have 15,000. You can rewrite this as 15 multiplied by 1,000. Again, yeah. So, but remember, by the definition of standard form, your a here, which is what you must have before you multiply it by a number in form of in index form in form of 10, so must be a number between what? Between 1 and 10. Then you can change this one to a number between 1 and 10. Remember, I can say my 15 same thing as 1.5 times 10 multiplied by 1,000. So then this is going to give me 1.5. Remember, in index form, this 10 raised to the power 1 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3. Is that okay? So then if that is clear, if you apply your index form, recall from the previous video I explained that when you have the same base and the relationship between them is multiplication, then you don't need to stress yourself, just add the index. Then this is the same thing as 1 plus 3, which is the same thing as 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4. I hope you are following. Okay, now let me still give you another example. Let's say I have something of this nature. Remember, this is also the same thing as 3. If you change this to fraction, 3 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3 divided by, that's 1, then 1, 0, 0, 0. So 3 divided by 10,000, yeah. And don't forget, you can write it as 3 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4 in index form. And from your loss of indices, this same thing as 10. Okay, let me see, I write it at this form. So don't forget your negative index, the same thing as 10 raised to the power minus 4. So what do you observe if you check this? I mean these three scenarios I gave you, when I converted 8,000 to standard form, I have, my first number here, which I formed the first number here, which is A, that is a number between 1 and 10, which is 8.0, then multiply by 10 raised power 3. How do I obtain this index? This index is obtained by counting the number of digits after the first digit. So for example now, if I exclude the first digit here and I count the number of digits after the first digit, I'm going to have what? 1, 2, 3. You understand? And that's how I have this raised power 3. Likewise for this guy, if I make my A first, which is a number to between 1 and 10, then I'm going to have 1.5. Get rid of the first and count the number of digits after the first digit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand now? You can see my index at the end of the day is 10 is 4. Likewise, this one, I have negative index. So you will see that after generating my A, which must be between 1 and 10, then it is as if I count the number of zeros. You understand now? So the number of zeros between a significant number. You understand now? So like for example, this the same thing as counting the number of zero. If I count the number of zero before a significant number, I'm going to have 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I have raised power minus 4. Okay, now if we now apply all this, so in the following example, let's see what we are going to have. Example, convert the following to standard form. Convert the following to standard form. Number 1, I have 3, 5, 7, 8. Number 2, I have 473.42. Then 47.342 and D 0.008, 0.00234. So it is not difficult to do. Remember the hints I gave with the three scenarios I gave the other time. To do this, remember a number is said to be in a standard form when it's of the form A multiplied by 10 raised power n, where your A is a number between what? 1 and 10, and your n is an integer. Okay, let us form our A from this one. It is easy to form your A. You can just write 3.578. You understand now? Then multiply by 10 raised power. Remember the hint I gave to you from the scenario. That is, you leave the first digit and count the number of digits after it. Then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. So the number of digits will now be your index. Do you understand? So likewise for this one, how do we change this to A? Remember your A must be a number between 1 and 10. This is also going to be 4.7342. If you like, you can leave this one in one decimal place. So in some of the question, you might be asked to convert to a number in the standard form in a number of decimal place. So then you have to convert it to that type of decimal place. Then multiply by 10 raised power. Then you now count the number of digits after the first digit. Then you get rid of this first. Then you count the number of digits 1, 2. You must not go after the decimal. You must not go beyond the decimal. You understand now? Why? Because recall. Okay, let me ask you a question. If I have 4.7352 and 8, which one is the bigger? Which one is bigger between these two numbers? You agree with me that 8 is bigger? Don't say because this one is having a bunch of digits after the decimal. That does not make it bigger than 8, because all this one after the decimal, they are not up to 1. You understand now? So it means if you are counting the number of digits, you must ensure you don't count it after the decimal point. You understand now? So if you want to apply this with what I've said the other time, then this is going to give me what? 4.7342 multiplied by 10 raised power h. You delete the first digit and count the number of digits after it. That is what? 1. Then you put 1 here. You understand now? So, okay, what of this? So, this is for the negative index. Don't forget how I explained from the scenarios above. So, that is going to give me 8.0 if you like, or you write 8 alone, then multiply by 10 raised power minus, it is minus because it is a number that is not up to 1. You understand now? So, but to obtain your index, what you are going to do is what? Is to count the number of 0 you have before you have a significant number. When we say a significant number are non-zero numbers. Numbers that are not zero. You understand now? Then this is going to give me 1, 2, 3. Then that's going to give you minus 3. This is also simple. If you apply the same example, you are going to have 2.34 multiplied by 10 raised power minus. Okay, let's say I put something of this nature. You don't need to stress yourself. So then this is going to give me what? You count the number of 0 you have before you obtain what? The first non-zero number. That is not the first significant number. So this is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you are going to have negatives 4. You can see it is very simple. How do you now convert the number back to ordinary form? For example, convert the following to convert the following number to an ordinary form. Number 1, I have 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. This is very simple. How do you do this? You know the same thing as having 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power, 10 raised to power 5 the same thing as what? 100,000. You understand now? When you now multiply this by 100,000, then I'm going to have what? 230,000. But if you don't want to stress yourself, remember before I can have this 5 as my index, from what I've explained above, it means after the first digit, then I must still have what? How many numbers after the first digit? I must still have 5 what? 5 numbers. Then you can say this same thing as 2, 3. You understand now? So this same thing as 2, 3. So then with this index, what this index is telling us is that after this first digit, you must have how many digits? After the first digit, that is 5 digits number. So this is not up to 5 digits yet. To make it up, then you can put what? 0 after it, 0, 0, 0, 0. You can see we have what? So 5 digits after it, and that's that to ordinary form. To convert it back, it is not difficult to. Same thing as 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised power. This will be positive integer. So then you remove the number and count the number of digits. That is as simple as that. Another example, let's say I have 3.578 multiplied by 10 raised power 3. 3.578 multiplied by 10 raised power 3. So if I want to convert this one to ordinary form, you know what this one is telling us, if you recall from, the cases we've treated above. So it means that after the first what? The first digit here, maybe I write this number 3578. So what is telling us is that after the first digit, then I must have 3 digits number. You understand now? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3. You know this is 3. So which is that? But assuming you don't have up to 3 digit number, then you are going to make it up. Okay, let's say I have this kind of number as well. We want to convert this one, 4.08 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 5. If you check this one, you know this is a negative index. That is the ordinary form will give you a number that is less than 1. It is not difficult. First of all, write all these numbers. 408. But recall, before I compute this -5 from what I've explained above, it means you must have how many zeros? 5 zeros before a non-significant what? A non-significant number. So then it means I must have 5 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before what? Before 4 here. Then you just put your decimal point here. It is as simple as that. Let me give you another example. Let's say I have 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 6. It is not difficult. This same thing as what? It means you must have how many what? Since it's a negative index, you must have 6 zeros before you have your first significant number. So then you have 0, 0, 0, 3, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. You put decimal point here, then you now have your 2, 3. It is not difficult at all. Okay, what of this one? Can you tell me what you are going to have? This is not difficult. 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. Okay, I think we've done that above. So, but the answer is going to be what? 2, 3. This is telling you that after the first digit, you must have 5 digits. This is not up to 5 yet. Then you have to make it up, make it 5. So, and that will be your result. You can see it is very simple. If I were you, what I'm going to do is to what? Is to check my past questions and find questions on standard form, solve it. If I don't understand any part of it, then I'm going to put it in the comment section. If you like this video and understand, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you.